Hey guys, welcome to our February 2022 Dividend Portfolio update. It's been about a month since the last update, and our portfolio has been trying to recover from January's market meltdown. We have been investing very conservatively in this extremely volatile market environment. I do still believe there are a few catalysts that can cause a severe market downturn, and until those pass, I am not comfortable shoveling in more money than I need to. But for now, let's check out what's happened to our portfolio in the last few weeks. On this channel, I talk about all things finance, wealth building, and how you can achieve the life of your dreams through financial independence. If you want to join me on this journey to financial independence, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Alright, first let's take a look at our portfolio's value change. The net value has more or less stayed the same actually. During last month's check-in, we saw our portfolio sitting at $116,641, and this month is sitting at $115,819, which is a drop of about $832. If we actually look at the Dow Jones, we can see that the market has pretty much traded sideways over the last month, and I've just been trying to buy more during any quick dips. After that, we can also see our portfolio's dividend yield increase by about 0.25% from 3.69 to 3.93%. If you guys saw our last month's dividend portfolio update, you will know that our portfolio's dividend yield was sitting at over 4% until I consolidated my growth account into the fire fund, which reduced our net dividend yield. It's good to see this value ticking back up. The goal of this portfolio is to generate an 8 to 10% dividend yield, so we are making good progress towards that every month. Next, we're looking at our annual dividend income. You can see here that I crossed out last month's value. As I mentioned in last month's update, RYLD and QYLD paid extremely large dividends, so that threw off all the online dividend calculators. Last month it showed $4,300, which was not accurate. The true value was right around $3,900 of annual dividend income. And for this month, I also manually validated our annual income calculation and confirmed the total. So I am happy to say our current annual income is $4,553, which is an increase of $646 over last month. We got a $600 annual raise in the last month. If we can keep up this pace, we should get close to our annual dividend goal by the end of the year, which would be absolutely incredible. Okay, now let's look at our account growth over the last few months. On the left side box, you can see that we have been tracking this portfolio for about 7 months now, and because of the market correction at the start of this year, the value has pretty much stagnated. But if we zoomed out over those 7 months, we can see that we've come a long way. We got serious and officially started building this fire fund about a year ago when it was sitting at $24,000, so the account value has increased by nearly $100,000. I achieved this by pretty much shoveling all my available cash into this account over the last 12 months. And I will admit, it kind of sucks not really getting to spend much money on anything else but investing, bills, and school tuition. I see all my friends going out and enjoying their 20s while I'm working 80-hour weeks between full-time work, full-time school, and making these YouTube videos. But I'm hoping it will all pay off in a few short years. Alright, so in the middle box here we can see our monthly dividend payments growth over time. Technically, the month is not over yet, so we may get some last minute dividends pop up from a few companies, but as of February 16th, we are confirmed to receive $279.22. Make sure you join us next week for our monthly passive income report to see exactly which companies paid us this month and find out our total passive income for the month. Lastly, we can see our annual dividend income has more than doubled within the last 6 months from $1,600 annually to over $4,500 now. If we can keep up our current growth rate, we should break $5,000 annually within the next 4 weeks. It was just last month when we reached 1/3 of the way to our goal of $12,000 per year of annual dividend income, and we're already closing in on the 50% mark. Consistency and dedication over time is the secret to success for this dividend strategy. You gotta help that snowball get rolling, and one day, it will roll all on its own, paying you back for all the hard work you put in. So that's the dividend portfolio growth over the last month. Let's check out our stock purchases that made it happen. Starting from the top down, we have QYLD. I spent $1,973 on 93 shares of this stock, bringing the total in the portfolio up to 367 shares. QYLD was the stock that dropped enough and stayed around its yearly lows, so I was comfortable buying up the extra shares. And below that, we have RYLD, which is actually recovering pretty quickly, so I spent less on this position than usual. The past month, I spent $1,850 to pick up 81 shares, bringing the total in the portfolio to 352 shares. We have also seen growth stocks stabilize a bit after the early January bloodbath, so I felt comfortable buying a few shares of the growth ETF I've chosen for the portfolio, QYLG. I picked up 28 shares when it fell into the $28 range for about $800, bringing the total in the portfolio up to 34 shares. This is still a relatively small position in my portfolio that I will build over time, but with growth stocks on such shaky ground right now, I'm carefully dollar cost averaging in when there are large dips. And lastly, I picked up 3 shares of SCHD for about $235, bringing the total in the portfolio up to 11. This is the fund I will eventually diversify into once I complete my QYLD and RYLD positions in the future, because it is such a great long-term dividend growth ETF. But I am not quite sure what is the fair valuation of this stock at the moment, so I just buy a share here and there when I see large drops. After that, we got some shares from dividend reinvestments as well. We received 3 shares each of RYLD, QYLD, and CIM. That dividend snowball is putting in work every single month. As you can see, there isn't a large variety of stock purchases this month. I honestly think I'm just being overly cautious with the current market because things feel like they can just fall at any moment. When there is this much uncertainty, I'm just trying to invest consistently every week. Not too much and not too little. Because of this, I invested $4,861.38 over the last 4 weeks, which is in line with my average of $1,000 per week of stock purchases. If you guys don't want to have to wait a month for portfolio updates, make sure to join me every Friday when I release my Fire Fun Friday videos, where I walk through the markets for the week and all the purchases I made. Okay guys, now let's finish this update with a quick dive into the dividend portfolio to see my top 8 income generating assets. At the top, we still have RYLD that is generating $951 annually now. This position will definitely break $1,000 annually by next month. I'm actually trying to get this position to over 400 shares by the end of February, but with its current pricing, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I might just bite the bullet and buy the 45 shares needed, but we'll have to see. Below that, we can see that we have 370 shares of QYLD, which is generating $909 annually. This position should also break $1,000 annually by next month. It has been floating around an excellent price point that I really don't mind buying in at, so that's why the number of shares I own have already surpassed RYLD. And in the third spot, we have DIV. It is still slowly snowballing on its own, with the dividends purchasing just over 2 shares on its own every month, and is currently generating $566 annually. This number keeps on increasing every month. Then we have NUSI, which is generating about $262 annually. I've actually stopped purchasing this stock completely. This stock was part of the original quadfecta strategy to offer some protection against broad market crashes of 10% or more. Because the market is experiencing more of a slow bleed than a flash crash, its protection is more or less useless. This position is just slowly snowballing on its own by about 1 share per month. I may just end up redirecting its dividends to purchase QYLD instead. After that, we have SRET, which along with DIV was one of the larger holdings in my portfolio. This stock value does not change much, but the monthly dividends are enough for it to purchase 2 shares on its own every month. The current annual dividend generated is about $231 per month, and it continues to increase monthly as well. Then we have Horizon Technologies. I honestly like this stock, but I feel that 180 shares is enough for now. This position generates $221 annually and generates enough monthly to purchase an extra 1 share for itself. And below that, we have Starbucks. which was able to push itself to the number 7 spot, just barely surpassing CIM after its last large dividend payment. This position is currently generating $191.32 annually, and it pays out quarterly, a fair chunk of change, but not enough for it to purchase one share for itself every quarter. And lastly, we have CIM. Just like Horizon Technologies, I finished up this position at 142 shares, which generates $187 annually. This stock does pay quarterly, and I currently have enough shares so that it purchases about 3 shares per quarter, which averages out to about 1 share per month. I'm not sure if this list will change much over the next few months because I have not found another high dividend yielding stock that I want to add into the portfolio and quickly build a position in. But I was hoping to get our portfolio back to a 4% dividend yield this month, and we just barely missed that goal. So our goal for next month will be trying to get this portfolio to a 4.25% dividend yield and over $5,000 of annual income. Let's see how we do. And that's it for this month's dividend portfolio update. Our portfolio value may have went down a bit this month, but we increased our annual income by 12% over last month, which is the real goal. Paper gains or losses do not mean much when it comes to a cash flowing income portfolio. We are making large strides toward our goal, and that's the most important part. If you guys have any questions or stock recommendations, please let me know in the comments below. I am hoping to find some quality dividend payers that are a good deal right now. Thanks for checking out the video, and if you enjoyed it, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.